In today's video, we're going to take you with us as we explore some old abandoned tanks that just happen to be located inside an active military base.
Radioactive materials, holy shit.
To make matters even more dangerous, these woods were also lined with old landmines and even radioactive material. In addition to that, and as you will see in the video, the abandoned tanks also happen to be sitting directly in the middle of an impact area within the military base itself.
That's our third one we've seen.
This means that, or at least at one time, the military personnel used this entire area to detonate bombs, launch missiles, test mortars, and of course fire an arsenal of various firearms and other weaponry.
We got service out here, we can kind of follow the map. The GPS is a little off, but we can at least read the map and kind of see where we're headed toward the tank.
Gotta be getting close.
I can smell them.
So there they are. That's our first sighting of the tanks.
Yes, there they are.
So you can see a couple back there, kind of hidden in the woods.
It was a long, treacherous journey, but we finally made it around a tree-lined corner and saw the darker silhouettes of the old abandoned tanks.
There's some more over there.
As neither of us are military people, we didn't know too much about these tanks. However, it appears that there are at least 2 or 3 different types of them. At first glance, the tanks appear to be variants of the M60 tanks that were first produced during the Cold War in the early 1960s and used all the way through the 1990s. One of the key features that gives us this indication is the presence of both NATO camouflage colors of green, brown, and black, and the Desert Storm camouflage colors of tan, brown, and black. The large majority of the abandoned tanks are specifically the M60A3 Patton, which went on to become the top choice of metal tanks for the various armies of nearly 24 different countries. A total of approximately 15,000 of the M60A3 Pattons were eventually produced and would also go on to become the backbone of the United States Army for over 2 decades.
Although it is super quiet and chill out here, I am still on edge. There is signs all over.
You can hear gunshots off in the distance. They're training right now.
Look at this. These have been sitting for a minute. You can hear them shooting in the background too at the range. Hear it? That's gnarly. Man, this is super cool. This is just stuff you don't ever see. Get the gunner on that thing. Never really seen a bunch of tanks like this. I've seen tanks and abandoned tanks, but not this many.
Interestingly, the specs of the Patton tank included a V12 engine with 750 horsepower that had a range of just over 300 miles and could travel up to 30 miles per hour in speed. The tank's main gun would have been the 155mm M60A rifle gun, complete with 63 rounds of ammunition. It is said that the 155mm could penetrate body armor at a range of up to 1.5 miles. The Patton's coaxial weaponry consisted of a 7.62mm machine gun and a 12.7mm anti-aircraft gun that was mounted directly in the commander's cupola. In addition, the tank also held two 6-barreled grenade launchers fitted on each side of the tank's turret. These M60A3 Patton tanks were an improved, updated, and modernized model of the former M60 tank and had all entered the U.S. Army around 1978 or 1979. It seems to be a proven fact that these exact tanks had all proudly served in Operation Desert Storm during the Persian Gulf War from 1990 through 1991. Although these metal tanks held up quite well during the war, they would be the very last tanks of the Patton series, as the United States Army had phased them out by 1997 with the new and improved tank, the M1 Abrams. This empty space located directly behind the radiator vents is exactly where the tank's engine would have been. And with the M60A3 Patton rocking a V12 beast of an engine with 750 horsepower, it's completely understandable that the engine has been removed, most likely scrapped, but hopefully restored.
Boom. So amazing to see this out here. I'm blown away. I'm speechless. I can hardly talk. This is so incredible. You just do not get a first-hand look at U.S. military stuff like this.
Taking the gunner seat. I wonder if these things actually saw war.
I just climbed inside this tank here, and I noticed right away 50 cal ammo. There's also some type of like optics here. Let's see. It's like danger laser light. Look at these knobs. Deflection, elevation. So it's obviously to aim the gun. And then there's like a zoom here. It's crazy. Flashlight holder. Look at all these buttons. Caution, high intensity noise. Hearing protection required. There's another one right here too. And then look at all through here. It's crazy. Look at fire and safety. 7.62 AK-47 rounds, or SKS. Trigger type oil. Canteen. It's cool, it's all labeled too. Such close quarters in here. Crosswind sensor up there. Wow. There's actually another chair right there too that swings out. So somebody can be hanging out with him, or it might be a different position. Turret power switch. Do not enter or exit until the turret power switch is off. And then here's another on there. Yeah, look at that. Gas particulate. Master battery. Personnel heater. Cal 45 ammunition over there. Wow. It's amazing, dude. Look at those gauges, too. Man, I'd be like cramped back there. There's the shifter. Turn the light on. Yeah, there's the shifter there. Looks like pedal there. Wow. Yep, miles per hour. Oh, that's kind of blown out a little bit. We got a little bit of light coming in that way. That's cool. 45. Machine gun Cal 45. Dope.
So that's looking into the tank from the hatch. Check that out. Grenade power switch. A blower switch. Crosswind sensor. That says hand grenades. So they would also have hand grenades in here. There's another one back there. It says hand grenades as well.
So that's where they would load it up, right there. You switch it over to fire. Make sure you got your ammo, whether it's your 7.62 or your 45 or your 50. Load that bitch in there. Pow!
It's a Canon 105mm gun, M60A3 Gunner's control. That's pretty wild. There's just so many controls down here. There's some type of mount telescope. Here's the master power switches. There would be a flashlight right there. Some type of monitor.
So cool. It's not too often you ever get to see something like this. There's something back there that says binoculars too. Look at that. And then I'm sure these held the missiles. Missiles. And then that's where the driver would sit, I believe. And this is the gunner here. And this is the sighter, I think. I think that's how it works. It's super cool. Tread assembly for tank, 105mm gun. So it shoots up to 105. Mortar rounds. And then look at back there, right after my own heart, Chrysler Corporation, Detroit, Michigan. So this tank might have been built in Detroit. Part of it at least, which is really cool. Look at that flashlight holder. Wow. Look at that sighter there. It says machine gun there. And there's the wheel. That's amazing. There's the telescope right there too. So I just wanted to show you that before I head out of this tank. Pretty damn cool.
Bro, that is so sick. Machine gun switches and all that. 45, 50 cal, 85 cal, 105. Mortar rounds. In addition to the M60A3 Patton tanks, we also found several old abandoned APCs, or armored personnel carriers, which were heavily armored vehicles used to carry and transport infantry troops directly into battle. They could hold up to 50 different passengers and travel at speeds up to 45 miles per hour. There were approximately 80,000 APCs produced from 1960 all the way until 2007. Some of them are actually still in use today.
See that rifle sticker right there? That's pretty cool. It's the little control area. Seating. gunner seat for these other tanks. They're smaller ones.
It's pretty fair to assume that most of these tanks had been shipped to this military base sometime around 2007 or even 2008, where they have sat abandoned ever since. Luckily for us, they even left a couple of the tanks open so that we could climb down inside and show you exactly what they looked like. The inside of the tank sat 4 people, known as a tank crew. It consisted of 1 commander, 1 driver, 1 gunner, and 1 loader. The tank crew were responsible for destroying anything and anyone that got in their way with a vast array of explosives, machine guns, and other weaponry.
I do wonder if these were actually used. This one looks like it would have been like Afghanistan or Persian Gulf or something. With the camel design on it. This ain't kind of like that one back there too. The gunnery on that thing. It's a monster. Date, March 1980. So it appears that these tanks were built in 1980. It says right here. Date 380. I don't know if that's what that is, but I'm guessing.
Alright, so Bob said he just heard something.
Yeah, it's like somebody banging back there, like hammering at something.
Alright, well that's our cue to get the hell out of here.
Yep, that's our sign.
So
We're
gonna pack it up and then make this 2-hour or 2-mile trek out of here. So there's a total of 13 different tanks here. And we documented all of them. We went inside the one we could, photographed them a good amount. But it's starting to get late. It's time for us to get out of here. So I hope you all enjoyed this video of these abandoned tanks on this active Air Force base. We almost didn't do the mission, but it's the last day of our trip. So we just said we're gonna send it. So I hope y'all enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you're not. Hit that like button and leave us a comment. And thanks for all the support.
And that will take us to the end of today's video on the abandoned military tanks. We hope that you all enjoyed the video and maybe even learned a few things about the old tanks. For more photos from the tanks and our other locations, make sure you check out our website at abandonedcentral.com. And don't forget, subscribe to Abandoned Central on YouTube so that you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. And one more important thing, if you want to help support us in creating these videos, please consider donating by clicking the Super Thanks link next to the download icon. Even if it's just $1, we greatly appreciate it. Thank you, friends, for all your continued support. Until next time.